Hey everybody, it's Eduardo here with your DraftStream final results and talent pool preview. So, a familiar face atop the standings. So nice he had to do it twice. Gamble 24x7, the homie, the all-time Cinema Draft money winner, and trying to creep up into that DraftStream conversation. Actually, where is he at in the DraftStream? Oh, well, okay. Well, Jaybird's still doing his thing. And speaking of Jaybird, he's the one he had to box out by the narrowest of margins. Look at that. I'm bad at math. 2.7 points? So less than a point separated second from third. Just a friendly reminder to fill out your tiebreakers. I mean, not that you'll have a choice once we move to the web app, but I'm just saying this got awfully close for that second and third spot. And Jaybird here competing with himself for the fourth spot. And me, a semi-distant fifth. Jaybird, however, did not go home empty-handed. Continues his cash streak of... how many weeks is it now? 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row in the money. Winning the low ball. And just missing the perfect low ball call sheet. We'll dig into that in a second. And just a reminder how G24 did it. He spread the love. A whopping 6 different titles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different titles. Everything from Coroner and the horror movie La Llorona. Headliner stack of Made in Italy. Headliner stack of Work It. Headliner stack of Upright. And, oddly enough, a co-star and day player stack. Not what we usually see in this game. Of The Swamp. And how does that compare to the perfect call sheet? Well... no one quite got it. This is one of the few weeks where it paid to go with the most expensive title on the board. Endeavor earned its money, never really budging from its 115 start. Headliner stack also from Coroner. Headliner stack from Love on Harbor Island. Okay, Hallmark. Push through. Push through. I mean, you know what? I don't know why I'm that surprised. We don't have a huge sample size of for Hallmark. We go to the master score list here. There we go. Hallmark. 75, 75, 66. I mean, so it was basically extremely on brand. Hallmark. The people who see Hallmark, I mean, they tend to like it. Look at the average IMDb user score for Hallmarks. Except for this one full defaulter, which is pretty rare these days. But look at that. I mean, Hallmark movie enthusiasts love their Hallmark movies. So you can basically pencil this in anytime you see a Hallmark movie for about 75 points off the rip. Doesn't mean anyone else will review it or even like it. But it means Hallmark fans, and this is definitely a game for the fans and the audience, with the 60% weighted score for Google user and IMDb user scores. They definitely do love them some Hallmark, so just keep that in mind as we move forward and possibly see more Hallmark movies in the future. What else? So G24, in competing with himself, had an optimal stack of The Swamp, headliner stack from Upright, headliner stack from Made in Italy, and one headliner from Coroner, and one headliner from Endeavor, Season 7. And you know what? I like how these season things are turning out. This was a little less suspense because it's already been released in the BBC, but we are definitely continuing our season-specific ratings. Should make things more interesting around here. And how did Jaybird fall just shy of second place. Well, he had the right idea generally. He had a 2-pack of Endeavor, headliner stack from Coroner, Hitman, which probably looked like a punt. Maybe he had a strategy with it. I'm not sure. The 4.8 from IMDb was not promising. But he might have been punting for salary. I'm not sure. It looks like if he actually had one more actor from the swamp, maybe if he had Lawrence Lessig or Ro Khanna, he would have made his way into the money. But Hitman, or honestly, or Love on Harbor Island, the highly underestimated Love on Harbor Island. And then myself, we just, I didn't feel very confident about this week's call sheets. I did not feel very confident at all. My Made in Italy play, which I thought would be a nice little salary saver, turned out to be value neutral, if not slightly negative. I mean, I should be getting at least a point 1,000, or a point per 10 points here. So I should be getting like 80 something for your basic score. Not happening. And Lower Decks underperformed. Upright was fine. And then Work It, I probably could have used more exposure to that. Actually, if I'd used the slots for Made in Italy for Work It, probably be a different story. And overall, this was a down week. I mean, it seems slight here, but this was kind of a stars and scrubs week. The stars, Endeavor, La Llorona, Upright. And then everything else is scrubs. I mean, Work It snuck in there in the 90s, but everything else is like 70 or 80 or below in the 70s. So very dichotomous action in the game this week. Jaybird's lowball call sheet. And this time he did qualify, 78,000. Minimum 75,000 must be spent. Plus 3 different titles. There it is. Love on Harbor Island, a little bit better than you thought, huh? On the Trail did underwhelm. I wonder if American audiences' appetite for politics is just reaching a breaking point. I'm not saying this was like the greatest documentary ever. It was fine. It was fairly serviceable and interesting to get a behind-the-scenes thing, but it definitely was for political junkies only. So that's probably why it fared as poorly as it did. The Tax Collector. Man, I will brook no... I'll brook no slander against The Tax Collector. A lot was made of Shia LaBeouf being in this movie because he's generally considered to be the poster child for youth Hollywood gone crazy. And his character's definitely unhinged in this. There was some opining that he was doing brownface. He definitely was not doing that. He definitely was playing a white boy who wanted to be down. I mean, he had some of the similar like inflections and kind of like a muddled pseudo almost LA Latino accent, but he was just basically a guy in their world, right? And what I find just fascinating is the whole thing about how Shia LaBeouf got like all these crazy tattoos to mirror his character, and he spends the entire movie in a suit and tie. What are you doing? What are you doing? There's one shot where you see like the extent of the tattoos, but these were like real tattoos apparently, which is nuts. Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, he spends literally the entire movie in a suit and tie. So the fact that he did all that tat work was just ridiculous. But I enjoyed this movie a lot. As you see, I gave it a 7. It's ridiculous. You cannot take it seriously. You just can't. I mean, there's so much gangster-infused machismo, it becomes a parody of itself in spots. And they try to play this whole religious angle, which didn't exactly fly. But thanks for trying. Thanks for playing. Anyways, Tax Collector was a good pick because it was definitely below the default score of 69.5. I think it's our worst performing title of the week. Yep, it'd be hard to get lower than that. All right. So the lowball perfect call sheet had a heaping help in the Tax Collector. A 5-pack, 3-stack of On the Trail, and a day player stack of Made in Italy for 704.06. Jaybird just 6 points off. He was tied going into Saturday. Almost got that elusive $25 bonus, which has only been ascertained once by the homie G24. All right. And then I got close, but not quite. Any cigar, 5-pack of Tax Collector, so I was right on that. And I underestimated Love on Harbor Island, man. I underestimated Hallmark. I should have done my own research on this and should have known that Hallmark was at least going to record an IMDb score, and that would keep it from the clutches of the low. And then Hitman, yeah, that seemed about right. And then one final check-in with Brown Baby, a.k.a. the Draft Mom, a.k.a. my mom, Claudette Jackson. What is going on, Claudie? This is just... The new girl beat you. Steph Lova, Parfait DM beat you. What's going on, Mom? Over-reliance on American Pickle. Optimal stacked that out. Had a 4-pack of Made in Italy, which did not perform. And then Lower Decks. So just a handful of bad guesses, I guess. I mean, I believe Star Trek Lower Decks underperformed. An American Pickle, that's one where if you kind of had your ear to the street, you would know that it was just like okay, like it wasn't going to be great. And Made in Italy fooled us all, except you went in harder on it than I did. So this isn't a terrible process, Mom, but you let the new girl beat you. All right, well, she's our mascot. We'll be rooting for her again this week. All right, on to new business. Oop. Here we go. All right, on to new business. So, we have an expanded talent pool for you this week. We're up to 20 titles. And I want to do that. Well, not only is it a particularly good week for content, apparently, but also, once we get up on the app, we'll probably be doing at least 20 to 25 titles, which, yeah, I mean, this is more work for me in the short term, but all I'm saying is that as we scale, we're going to have, hundreds to thousands to tens of thousands of players on here. We want to offer enough room for different strategies to play out, for more ways to arrive at the top than one. So we added 5 more titles this week, 20 titles, and I know it can be a lot to sift through. So it's really gonna hinge on your decision making. I mean, you can't watch the trailers to all of them, or you could, but that might take you a good hour or so. You're gonna have to really kind of trust some of the initial early ratings, and see what the streets are talking. Get in there into the group chat. Get into Marcus Graham's Secret to His Salmon, the Cinema Draft group chat. Chat it up. Ask questions. See what we're talking about. As you can see, I'm talking about 7500, the movie from a few weeks ago, and also the Tax Collector. So you're gonna have to be more discerning than ever this week. And among the highlights in the talent pool, our most expensive title, actually we'll sort it like this, is Lovecraft Country, 20,000 straight up. I'm getting Watchmen vibes from this, whereas the critical acclaim has been intense, that black people especially have been looking forward to this movie. I guess it's an adaptation off of a novel. Was it I can't actually. I've never read the novel, so never mind. Once again, I'm getting real Watchmen vibes. J.J. Abrams, who was also behind the most recent telling of Watchmen, the one season series. He's behind this as well. It's going to be smart. It's going to be dangerous. Might even be a little bit sexy. Attractive young cast. Jonathan Majors, whose star and stock is on the rise. And Journey Smollett, as a one-time friend used to say. Journey Smollett Bell, I think. Actually, did she get divorced? Is it? Yeah, quick sidebar here. I thought she went by Journey Smollett Bell. I'm not trying to, break up her marriage or anything, but... Alright, well, I guess just Smollett. Alright, maybe she's still married. Who knows? Last scene in Birds of Prey. She's good in that. So, yeah, so the buzz is strong on this for Lovecraft Country, so you have to, pay to see it. I don't know how the rest of this slate's going to shake out. This actually is going to be... this is going to be, a good experiment moving forward, having this many titles and seeing how fine we can get with the salary making. But because this is going to be so clearly the top scoring title of the week, it's going to be up to you to decide whether it's worth the price to pay. Boys State, interesting. This is a documentary based off like a real thing, I guess, in Texas, where there's like... 1,000 17-year-old boys from Texas joined together to build a representative government from the ground up. So it doesn't sound that sexy, like, oh, politics, oh, civics, but apparently this is done pretty well, as you can see from our small but official sample size, 115 on IMDb. So it'll be interesting to see what the... Oh, and it's on Apple TV. Apple TV, as you know, stands for quality. It just does. I don't make the rules. Look at these scores from Apple TV. 1, 2, 300s, and everything usually in the 90 plus range. So Apple TV Plus stands for quality. Just remember that. That might actually be a decent pivot away from Lovecraft if you can't afford it or don't want, or just think you can fade it and get as far. Where else? Strangers, interesting. Because it's foreign, but already highly rated. Infinity Train is in its 3rd season. Animation. Project Power. Now, I've got zero info on this except for the trailer I saw, starring Jamie Foxx, which looked really good. And Jamie Foxx has been making the socially distanced press rounds. So he's out there promoting it. His name's back out there at 51 or 52. Looks great. Looks still like he's in action hero shape. And I like this cast. I think it's going to, do pretty well. So this is a bit of a shot in the dark, but I did start at 12,700. This actually could turn into a source of hidden value if the reviews come in as strong as its cast. And Hard Knocks, Los Angeles. I love me some Hard Knocks. I love football. I'm not shocked they're doing Hard Knocks, because if they fully believe there's going to be football, then there's going to be Hard Knocks. The golden voice of Liev Schreiber, yes, that is Pablo Schreiber's half-brother, I think, does the narration, I believe. And they're covering both the Los Angeles Rams and the Los Angeles Chargers, so that's why you have Sean McVay as the headliner. Also, Anthony Lynn, Coach Sean McVay of the Los Angeles Rams, Coach Anthony Lynn of the Los Angeles Chargers are among the players that I'm sure are going to be featured. But of course, the thing about Hard Knocks is that you never know who's a star, who's like a TV or media star until you get up in there. So it'll be interesting to see, what personalities come to the fore this week. And this is also a Tuesday releasing show, Tuesday night. So you're going to have a lot of information on this on Thursday afternoon if you're submitting your call sheets late. And as is probably recommended practice, probably wait until Thursday until you have more data points to kind of and get an idea of what's in the air to give you the best shot at making a high score. So what else? Mile High Escorts. I mean, if you got 20 titles in a week, you might as well have some Mile High Escorts. Mile High Escorts already has a bit of a rating. I don't know where this debuted or whatever, but apparently they're bringing it back. Oh, you wild 2020. You are a wild boy. All right. And Ted Lasso, which seems like a one-note joke. Jason Sudeikis playing, I guess, a Southern Fried team owner of a very British football club. Yeah, U.S. American football coach Ted Lasso heading to the UK to manage a struggling London soccer team in the top flight of English football, and that is football with your feet, not football with your hands. So I'm curious about that. I'll probably give it a whirl, but kind of priced down because, I mean, yeah, I get it. It's Apple TV, but you know, this might be my first pricing mistake we'll discover this week. First of many, I'm sure. This probably should have been higher. I probably easily could have put that 10 grand because it is Apple TV Plus. I guess it's going mostly off the concept in that I don't know. This might be some hidden value right here. Hashtag you're welcome. Political stuff. And then these might just be our dumpster fires of the week, Valley of the Gods, and Wedding Every Weekend. Although, Hallmark, buyer beware, this could be some hidden value right here too. This could have easily been at least $7,500 if we go by historical Hallmark films, Hallmark movie network performance. So that's your general overview of the talent pool this week. Thanks everybody for playing and for watching. You know your boy Swag Official will be in the building Thursday night, sometime after 6 p.m. Pacific time, with the call sheet review and the weekend preview. Thanks everybody for watching and playing. Thanks so much for the data. We're working hard, man. I'm telling you, we're getting so close to the web app in its rejuvenated form. So hang in there with us. I appreciate your support and playing. Congrats to the winners. And I will see you all back here on Thursday.